join us here tonight. To the uniformed members of the fire service across the Commonwealth who participated in this procession, thanks to all of you. I'd now like to recognize my colleagues on the board of the Massachusetts Fallen Firefighters Memorial. 6 years ago today, we unveiled this memorial to hundreds in a rain-soaked ceremony. That evening, the landscape of the State House was forever changed to include 3 firefighters representing courage, dedication, in the history of the fire service. Since then, families, visitors, and the public have passed this memorial. Some pause on Bowden Street, while others stroll through the park to enjoy the memorial up close. Many retirees from the fire service visit to remember their fallen comrades. Lawmakers, State House staff, Suffolk University students, and Beacon Hill residents pass by it daily. Tourists stop for photos. I'd like to think that the larger-than-life statues send a message of calmness and safety to all who pass it. We've spent countless hours over 11 years working on this memorial, but I think I speak for my colleagues on the board when I say that marveling at the statue, the Ring of Honor, and all it represents, never gets old. My esteemed board members are, as you met, Mr. Norman Knight, the chairman and president of the board, and the president of the 100 Club of Massachusetts. State Senator Ken Donnelly, formerly the Secretary-Treasurer of the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts and a retired lieutenant of the Town of Lexington Fire Department. Retired Chief Tom Garrity of the Devons Fire Department, representing the Fire Chiefs Association of Massachusetts. Retired Captain Robert B. McCarthy, President Emeritus of the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts. Captain Michael McCall, past President of the Mass Call and Volunteer Firefighters Association. The board is honored to have so many elected and appointed officials who have joined us tonight. Governor Deval Patrick, Lieutenant Governor Tim Murray, State Auditor Suzanne Bump, Attorney General Martha Coakley, Secretary of State Bill Galvin, Treasurer Steve Grossman, Secretary of Public Safety and Security Mary Beth Heffernan, Senate President Therese Murray, House Speaker Robert DeLeo, Undersecretary of Public Safety Kurt Schwartz, Edward Kelly, the President of the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts, Chief Mario Arangio, President of the Fire Chiefs Association of Massachusetts, Greg Dobrinsky, President of the Mass Call and Volunteer Firefighters Association, and several members of the state legislature. Would you all stand to be recognized by us? Thank you. Six years ago, Governor Patrick accepted this memorial from the board. Since then, the governor and lieutenant governor have regularly attended this ceremony. The administration has shown an unwavering commitment to the fire service. We truly believe that they understand the role that firefighters play in protecting the public. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Governor Tim Murray.
Thank you, Fire Marshal Cohn. It's my privilege to be with you as we remember the lives that were lost on September 11th, especially our firefighters and the 21 names of heroes lost this year. Behind every name, there are personal stories of action, heroism, and sacrifice, both on the part of the firefighter and their families. As we listen to their stories, we are humbled by their dedication to public service and to the compassionate courage for which our firefighters are known. When duty called, they answered. The heroes of September 11th embodied extraordinary service and bravery. We are often asked or hear the question, where were you on September 11th? No matter where we were on that fateful day, we recall the heroic sacrifice made by our firefighters and those other first responders. Originally unveiled in 2007, this memorial is a reminder of those ready to risk their own lives to protect their fellow men and women here in our Commonwealth. People like John Davies and James Rice and Dan Hamry and others. To the heroes of September 11th, the firefighters remembered in years past, and to the 21 honored today, and to their families and friends who stand with us today, we say you are not alone. We are grateful for what you have given. On this day, which is also now a day of national service, we remember those who serve us each and every day, our firefighters and their families in all of our 351 cities and towns. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Deval Patrick.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor, to you and my fellow constitutional officers, to Fire Marshal Cohen and the members of the board of this extraordinary and solemn place, to my partners in government who are here, to all of the heroes here and represented here. It's my honor to join you today on this glorious, glorious evening, a solemn occasion of gratitude, and to acknowledge the service and sacrifice of firefighters and their families all across our Commonwealth. We add 22 names to the Ring of Honor today, among them 2 who lost their lives in the line of duty. John Davies Sr. of the Worcester Fire Department, and James Rice of the Peabody Fire Department. We continue to pray for their families, that their hearts will heal soon. Firefighters distinguish themselves every day. The 9/11 anniversary serves as a reminder that whether it's responding to tornadoes or floods or hurricanes or rushing into the burning towers of the World Trade Center, that is what firefighters do. That is what you train for. That is what you sacrifice for. It's what your families hope you will never have to encounter in a day's work. And it humbles me beyond measure to be in your company. God bless you all, and congratulations on a beautiful occasion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor, once more for being with us, as you have every year. Tonight, Chief Mario Arangio, President of the Fire Chiefs Association, will ring the bell for those fallen firefighters whose names will be added to the memorial. Chief, please take your place. The 2012 Ring of Honor includes 22 firefighters, all who have left families at home and in the station. Tonight has a personal meaning for me, as my father, who served for many years in the Lincoln Fire Department, will be included. Some of the names you hear tonight were carrying on family tradition. Others were fulfilling a lifetime dream. 2 of our fallen firefighters made the ultimate sacrifice within days of each other during the holiday season. The 2012 Ring of Honor will be read by the directors of the Massachusetts Fallen Firefighters Memorial. Captain McCarthy, please come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall, and good evening and welcome all. I'd like to first bring you the greetings of 3rd District Vice President of our International Association of Firefighters, A. Michael Mullane, a recent retiree from the Boston Fire Department after 44 years, and a founding director and present director of the Fallen Firefighters Memorial. Micah called out of town for business. It gives me great honor to state the following names who I've known and some were friends. Firefighter Timothy Doty, Belmont Fire Department. Firefighter Thomas Fay, Boston Fire Department. Lieutenant Kevin Kelly, Boston Fire Department. Firefighter Thomas Kelly, Boston Fire Department. Firefighter William Murphy Jr., Boston Fire Department. Lieutenant Edward Ted O'Reilly, former President, Local 718, Boston Fire Department.
like to read the names of the fallen firefighters. Firefighter Joseph Walsh, Brookline Fire Department. Firefighter Arthur Boldock, Cambridge Fire Department. Chief Robert Pete Windsor, East Bridgewater Fire Department. Firefighter Thomas Boucher, Hanover Fire Department. I'd ask the fire marshal to come up and read this next name.
Deputy Chief Thomas W. Cohen, Lincoln Fire Department.
Chet Wheaton, Lynn Fire Department. Superintendent Jose Rivera, Malden Fire Department. Firefighter Albert G. Pryor, Medford Fire Department.
It's my distinct privilege to read the following names. Firefighter Richard E. Pierce, North Reading Fire Department. Lieutenant Dan Hamry, Springfield Fire Department. Firefighter Corey Reese, Swansea Fire Department. Lieutenant Orrin Francis, Upton Fire Department. Lieutenant Robert Buteau, Westwood Fire Department. And Firefighter Louis Sadler, Westwood Fire Department.
As firefighters, we take an oath to protect and serve our public. We enter a profession steeped in history and tradition, but also in the unknown. Every shift, every call could be our last. Smoke and chemical hazards are routine parts of the job. We never know when we say goodbye to a family and friends if this is the last goodbye. Families are taught that tragedy can strike at any moment, yet none of us are ever truly prepared when the unthinkable happens. This past December, the fire service suffered one of its worst months in several years. 2 firefighters died in the line of duty within days of one another. Both were fathers of 3, one with a loving wife and the other engaged to be married later that month. Both were veteran firefighters of their department and by all accounts what we call a good Jake. Firefighter John D. Davies, Sr., Worcester Fire Department. Firefighter John Davies, Sr., a 17-year veteran of the department, died Thursday, December 8, 2011, from injuries trying to rescue a resident from a collapsed 3-decker house fire in Worcester. Firefighter Davies, 43 years old, and a 17-year veteran of the Worcester Fire Department, also fought the 1999 Worcester warehouse, where 6 firefighters lost their lives. He left behind 3 sons, Senior Airman John Jr., 23, serving with the U.S. Air Force and recently appointed to the Worcester Fire Department. Airman First Class Michael, age 20, serving with the U.S. Air Force, and Adam, age 14. Today we are honored that Firefighter John Davies Jr. has joined us to remember his father. Firefighter James Rice, Peabody Fire Department. Firefighter James Rice, a 10-year veteran of the department, died from injuries suffered while fighting a 3-alarm fire 2 days before Christmas on December 23, 2011. Firefighter Rice, 42, left behind his wife, Amy, and 3 children, Allie, age 13, Katie, age 11, and Brian, age 8. Today we are honored that Mrs. Rice has joined us to remember her husband. The pipe and drum bands will play a fitting tribute while the Davies and Rice families remember men who were taken from us far too soon.